Hi everyone. Now we are going to discuss regarding the body-mind relationship, and it is an important topic in the psychology. So which comes under the biology and behavior. So while coming to the psychology, already we have seen that definition everything. So here in the psychology, which studies the relationship between the body and mind. In the earlier time, it was considered that the functions of body and the functions of mind it was separately coming, and it was known as the dualism. Later, when the development of psychology happened, it is understood that the body and mind functions together or which affect each other. And this relationship, where that means the body which affect the mind and the mind which affect the body. So this relationship, which is termed as the body-mind relationship, or we can say that integrated responses we can call. That means in a healthy body, that healthy mind will be present, like that vice versa. That means a healthy mind exists in a healthy body and vice versa. So while coming to this one, first we'll see regarding what is a body and what is its function. So from the lower classes, that means from the what we can say the play school classes or the nursery classes itself, we are studying what you mean by body and what are the different parts of body. So generally, if you say the body consists of the head, trunk, and the extremities, and in the body there are different organs and organ system, say like sensory organs, respiratory organs, then the central nervous system, excretory organ, like that different organs and organ system exist, and each having its own functions also. So next we'll move to the mind. So while coming to this mind, it is the what we can say that difficult question arises in the mind. That means what you mean by mind, where it is located, what's the color, what's the shape, what is the smell of this mind. Like there's so many questions it comes to our mind, but no one is ready to give a clear explanation what is mind. So generally, if you see, we can say that mind it is not existing, or it is an imaginary, or we can say that it is not a real one. And generally, it is termed that mind which gives the cognitive processes, or it is a sum total of all the cognitive process or the mental process of brain, we can say, or just a simpler way we can say that which gives the functions of brain. And it should not be confused with the brain or the brain or the central nervous system. Or generally simpler way you can say that it's a sum total of functions of brain or the cognitive process. Then again the question comes, what's the cognitive processes? Cognitive processes are nothing but like attention, perception, thinking process, our emotional process, the learning, memory, forgetting, all these things we can say that the functions of the cognitive process of brain or the functions of brain, and we can term it as a mind. And while coming to this mind, again, there are three different levels for this mind. So while coming to the level, the first one is the conscious level. Next is a subconscious or a preconscious level. And the next one is an unconscious level. So come to the conscious level. So what is the conscious level? So when we awaken, okay, it is an awakening state of our mind. When we awaken, and which gives a full awareness, okay, who I am and what about the other people and what about the surroundings. Like that, which gives a full awareness. That part is called as a conscious. And come to the next one, unconscious part. So unconscious part, we can say that usually during the sleeping stage it will be, and there is no awareness or even our repressed feeling. Okay, the feelings that we are forgetting, everything which is moved into the unconscious part. And in between the conscious part or in between the unconscious part, there is another part of mind that is called the semi-conscious or subconscious or pre-conscious part, we can say, and it is like a dream-like state also, we can say, in this particular subconscious part. So these are the three levels of mind: the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious level. And welcome to the functioning. So the normal functioning of the mind usually or generally which happens in the conscious part or the conscious level, and it takes three processes. They're like cognitive process, cognitive, and affective. The cognitive process is nothing but it is like functions like thinking, everything, the cognition, we can say. Then next is conation. Conation is nothing but the activities, the different psychomotor activities. And another part is the affective part. That means the different feeling or emotion. So these are the three processes which happening during the normal functioning of mind. That is the cognition, conation, and affection. So these are the different areas like body and mind. Now we'll see how this mind which act on body as well as the body's function which act on mind. So come to the first one, the action of mind on body. So most of our action or most of our activity, like a psychomotor activity, which happens as a motivation of our brain. And come to the next one, the negative feelings. So we are having so many negative feelings which happens in our mind, maybe the anger, jealousy, fear, etc. So these negative feelings, because of these negative feelings which happen in our mind, what happens? So we'll be so much depressed. So the next one, we can see that we are having so many emotional conflict, so many anxiety, will be having tension. So because of these changes happening in mind, so there are so much bodily symptoms will be developing. Like we can say the peptic ulcer will be developing, and will be developing with a different neurotic condition, etc. in this particular area. And if you go for a deep thinking, okay, we are going for so much, we are thinking, maybe it may be related to the present or future events, or we are going for so much reasoning process. Then what happens? So we'll be so much tired, we'll feel so much lethargic. So these are the action of mind upon our body. So come to the next area, the action of body upon mind. That means in our body some changes will be happening, that also which leads to the abnormalities in the mind. So we'll see what are those different things. So come to our sensory areas. Okay, we have different sense organ. Already we know that the sense organ which are responsible for so much function. Suppose come to our eye, which is responsible for vision, and come to the ear, which is responsible for hearing. So all these things everyone knows. So if there is any problem with this particular sensory organ, so it may affect with our cognitive function. The cognitive function, like attention, will be changed. Then we cannot properly perceive the things. It can affect with our learning. If there is a problem with the learning, it can affect with our memory, like that. Suppose if our blood pressure is increasing, okay, during certain things, means because of the physiological problems, so our blood pressure may be increasing. The blood pressure is increasing, automatically what will happen? We'll feel certain mental excitement. Then if you are so tired, okay, if you are so tired with certain physical activity, then our thinking capacity also will be changed. And then come to the sudden emotion. If you come to the sudden emotion, if you are feeling like some excitement or this thing, that time also we cannot do the certain physical activity properly. Then if there is any malfunctioning with our digestive system, say example like a constipation or indigestion or any stomach upset, that time also we will be feeling so much restless, or we will be feeling gloomy, etc. Like that, certain endocrine function, maybe hyperthyroidism. In the hyperthyroidism, we'll feel excitement, or in case of a hypothyroidism, so that time we'll be feeling so lethargic. Then, in simple example, if you say like a fever cases, so in most of the fever, we'll be suffering with a throat infection, bad throat or tonsillitis. So, or even running nose or common cold. In that case, also we cannot give a proper attention and concentration to the thing. So this is the way the body changes, or the body will be affecting on the mind. Okay, so now we have seen that how the mind is affecting on the body and how the body is affecting to the mind. So like this is the way the body and mind function will be related, and this is the body mind relationship or integrated response. Okay, thank you. I think everyone understood regarding this one. Thank you for watching this video, and this is Vishant from Indira Gandhi Group of Institutions.